page one more week. Maybe next week will be the last week that we're doing it. But I want to start trying to drive some traffic over here. So hopefully you guys will all join me over here. If not, you guys are watching the replay. And it's going to be a great show either way. So let's get into some of the topics of the day. I appreciate everybody joining me in. Thank you guys. If you have any questions about anything we're talking about or anything related to Titan Medical Center, please shout them out. I'll answer them live for you guys so you guys can get the answers that you guys are looking for to be healthier, right? Perform better and look better. So let's get into it. All right. So we're talking about the therapy of the week. Every show, I always start off with Titan's therapy of the week. This is a therapy that we highlight that patients might not know about or might know a little bit about or want to know more about, right? So when we talk about ECAs, let's break down what an ECA is because some people out there might not know. So ECA is a combination of ephedrine, caffeine, aspirin, and B12 and chromium. It's got 5 different components, and these components work all together to give you guys a way better result as far as for energy, weight loss, mental clarity, and boosting the metabolism. Let's get into each individual. Ephedrine is a stimulant. Now, some people ask me, what ephedrine is this?
How's it going, folks? It's Cass, Titan Medical Center nurse practitioner. Wanted to talk to you guys today about one of our wonderful therapies, Titan's Fat Burner ECA Stack Plus.
Ephedrine HCl can only be prescribed, so you have to get it prescribed to you. It has to come from the US.
This therapy consists of 3 main ingredients. Ephedrine, which increases the metabolism of the body by increasing burning of stored fat. Also, caffeine. Caffeine is a great psychostimulant that increases your mental clarity, your ability to focus, and increase energy levels throughout the day. Aspirin. Aspirin is a therapy that will increase the body's ability to burn stored belly fat by an enzyme, AMPK. In addition to these 3 wonderful ingredients, it also consists of B12 and chromium. B12 will help increase natural energy levels and help you burn fat. And chromium can help decrease cravings for salty and sweet foods.
So if you are allergic, don't worry, you can still take advantage of this therapy.
A lot of my patients, friends, family members, and peers come to me and ask me, hey Cass, can we use the ECAs to help with not only burning fat and increasing energy levels, but as a pre-workout? And the answer is yes, you can. Taken 30 to 40 minutes before your training session, this can dramatically increase your focus, your energy levels, put you in a good position to burn body.
To give you the best weight loss effect out there in a capsule form. So if you're looking for energy, you're looking for weight loss, you're looking for mental clarity, ECA Stack Plus is definitely going to be the therapy for you guys. It involves everything that a lot of people want out there and you have to deal with. A lot of people run and they go get energy drinks. You won't need any more energy drinks. Other people are taking pre-workouts. You won't need any more pre-workouts. That's gone out the door. If you're drinking 10 cups of coffee, might not be too nice on your teeth. You might be getting a lot of stains. Don't worry, that coffee's going to be out the door. All these things can be replaced with an ECA Stack Plus, and you might only have to take 1 per day. I do. I take 1 in the morning when I wake up with all my other medications that I take on my therapies, and I'm good to go. I'm on my day. I'm rocking and rolling. I'm getting stuff done. I'm feeling great, and I'm doing it, and I'm staying lean. Gotta love that, right? That's the desired effect. To go about your day, doing everything you need to do, and having energy, not feeling down or tired. I need to go take a nap. You don't want to feel like that. I don't think anybody does out there. And that's why there's so many different things that you guys can grab in the gas station, Walgreens, CVS, wherever you guys are going store-wise. You see all these different things, all these different energy drinks. Why do you think the market is so big? It's because the demand and need is there. So, if you're looking to get away from all that garbage, and they truly are garbage, because most of those things out there have different fillers or ingredients in there that are not too healthy for you. And the best thing about an ECA Stack capsule is you're only getting the ingredients that are advertised. There's no other fillers or other garbage that's going to be in there that's going to affect you negatively. It was really cool. I was actually looking at the other day, and these energy drinks are starting to fight each other to a certain degree. 2 main ones out there that I've seen. So I've seen that Monster sued Bang energy drinks. And Monster actually won. So I'm going to report on this Friday with Drew because I think it's going to be a good topic and conversation to talk about. And what exactly went on in the case and what exactly happened. So if you guys are interested in that, you might know. Big shout out to Louis Scarmuzzi. What's up, dude? That's my personal chef right there. That's my guy. Billy Martin on the house. John Vaughn, what's going on? B Mock, what's up? Saying King shares, can you inject BPC 157 in multiple spots at the same time? Or does it take away from the healing? And should I just do one at a time for a month? You can inject in multiple spots with BPC 157 and still get the great effect. This is going to create new blood vessels going to the area, take away inflammation in the body too as well. This is going to help out, and I've done it on multiple spots at one time. So I'll give you an example of one. It was probably like 3 years ago. It's been that long, and I've had multiple little injuries and stuff like that I've used BPC 157 for, body protection compound 157. And the way that I used it in multiple ways was I had golf elbow and tennis elbow at the same time. I don't think too many people get those at the exact same time. Usually it's one or the other, right? And golf elbow is here, and tennis elbow is like right here. And if you had it, you know what it feels like, and it doesn't feel good, right? So I actually used it on both spots at the exact same time and got over the injuries faster that way. And they pretty much went away about the same time, really, to be honest with you. So don't worry about, just hitting one area first. You can definitely inject in multiple areas and still get a great result from it. Just speaking from personal experience here, okay? And we've had multiple patients out there that have done, different spots with the injection and got good results. Big shout out to Dirty Water Bags. What up, Dylan? How you doing, man? My little junior ump out there, one of my players on my team. So if you guys are looking for a healing peptide, BPC 157 is one of my tops. TB500 works synergistically right with it and works very well too. So these are really, really good things to look at. If you have injuries, if you're looking to heal, if you've just had surgery and you're trying to get over it, these things will definitely expedite those results for you and definitely help you heal faster, okay? So let's get to the next topic of the day. The FDA announces a new definition of what's healthy. This is kind of interesting. It was kind of scary at the same time when I started reading it. And as we go on, the Food and Drug Administration announced new rules Wednesday for nutrition labels that can go on the front of food packages, indicating that they are, in quotations, healthy. Under the proposal, manufacturers can label their products healthy if they contain a meaningful amount of food from at least one of the food groups or subgroups, such as fruit, vegetables, or dairy, recommended by dietary guidelines. It must also adhere to specific limits of certain nutrients, such as saturated fats, sodium, added sugars. For example, a cereal would need to contain 3/4 of an ounce of whole grains and no more than 1 gram of saturated fat, 230 milligrams of sodium, and 2.5 milligrams of added sugars per serving for a food manufacturer to use the word healthy on the label. Now, obviously, we need to look at this, right? The Food and Drug Administration doesn't got a really good track record with the public, especially when it comes to nutrition. And through the years, this has changed a couple different times, right? Where, before, you really couldn't say different things on there as far as healthy, or they made you put certain things on the back of the label. I always tell my son this. I'm like, listen, right now especially, don't look at the front of a packaging for anything. The front of the packaging is always there for the advertising portion to the consumer. It's there to hook you, right? It's here to bring you in, to grab it, so you pay for it, so you can eat it. At that point, it's not the best to tell you what's really going on inside of the packaging with the food. The best portion or best thing to look at is going to be the back label. And the back label is going to tell you everything that's in it, ingredient-wise. It's also going to break down everything from sodium, fats, saturated fats in particular, proteins, sugars, and all that good stuff. And this is what you need to start paying attention to, because that will really tell you what you are consuming. And you are what you eat. I say that a million times over and over because it's really, really true. When I was a kid and people used to tell me, like, you eat all those chicken nuggets from McDonald's, you're going to turn into a chicken nugget. I was like, yeah, okay. I'm dipping in my barbecue sauce, doing my thing. But it's really true. And now you're not going to literally turn into a chicken nugget. You might look like one after you eat so many, but you're not going to be a chicken nugget, but you're not going to be the way that you really want to be. So the FDA's new system will quickly and easily communicate nutrition information through tools such as star ratings or a traffic light scheme to promote equitable access to nutrition information and healthier choices. So there's a couple different things in here that was really, really cool, I guess, to a certain extent, and maybe not so cool. So let's get into this. So the cool thing about it is the symbol system. I really like the red light, green light, black light system as far as putting it on the front and telling people, hey, listen, you need to stop and look at this, or there's a green where it says, hey, listen, this is a little bit more healthier for you, right? And when we talk about some of these different things, we need to look at other countries too. When we look at other countries, and especially like the UK or even Mexico, right? Now, I don't drink soda or pop, whatever you want to call it, but with this pop, okay? So if you get a Coca-Cola here, okay? You get a Coca-Cola, I want you to look on the back of it. And you look at the ingredients that are in it. And when you start looking at the ingredients, there's a couple that really should stick out to you. The main one is high fructose corn syrup, which is in everything. That has sugar, sweet, tastes good. I'm telling you. And it sucks. It's really bad for you. It's not good for your health. This is something that a lot of companies are starting to try to take out of their foods because now the general public is hip to this word. And they disguise it with other words and such. But my point is this. If you go into the UK or even go into Mexico, and Mexico, they're not the strictest people there is, or government, right? You can do a lot of different things in Mexico you can't do here in the United States. But one thing that they take out of their products is high fructose corn syrup. So if you get a Coca-Cola in Mexico, we call it Mexican Cokes. Usually come in a glass bottle or maybe not. But when you talk about these different things, you can look on the back, and the ingredient that replaces high fructose corn syrup is cane sugar. And cane sugar is in some of the sodas that are starting to come out that are supposed to be the more healthier way. Now, sugar's sugar. Right? You didn't take sugar, too much sugar, this is going to lead you down to a bad road and path. So you always want to look at the sugar intake too as well. But you never want to have a replacement for sugar because you know what? Usually that replacement is worse than the original thing. So if you're going to drink a Coke, I guess you should drink a Mexican Coke because that would be the best there is. This was pretty crazy too. So when we talk about this, 6 out of 10 American adults have chronic lifestyle-related diseases, often stemming from obesity and poor diet. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC says that these diseases are the leading cause of death, disability, and leading driver in the nation's $4.1 trillion of annual health care costs. 6 out of 10 Americans. That means 60% of people that are American are dealing with this. And dealing with the health problems that come with, one, their diet and their unhealthy lifestyle. Really, really crazy. The other one after that I really want to look at was our kids. What are we doing for our youth? We're not doing right by them at all. As parents, I think we're failing in general. As the United States, our government, we're really failing at protecting our population and especially our young kids that are going to be leading us in the future. They are the future. We have no future without our kids and with our children. All right? So we need to set them up to doing the right things. Kids don't really make the decisions. The parents make the decisions for the kids. Unless, the parent is just not there or not around or doesn't care that much and they let the kids do whatever they want. Kids are probably not going to make the best decisions as far as their meals. It was up to my son. He'd be eating McDonald's every day and drinking pop all day. And that's not how I taught him to live, or that's not how I raised him. But it still goes back to that because the general population out there, that's what they're doing. That's what his friends are doing. But we need to really overlook our kids, and specifically in the age groups that I'm going to talk about. So the obesity epidemic is not moving in the right direction. Studies show that obesity, especially among children, rose significantly during the pandemic, with the greatest change among children ages 5 to 11. 5 to 11 years old. These kids are not making any decisions about what they're eating. These guys are going to their parents or their grandparents or a friend or whoever the hell is feeding them or giving them their diet and nutrition and setting them up for failure right then and there. And they're setting them up for longer health problems in the future. It might not affect them today, it might not affect them tomorrow, but 10, 20 years down the line, 30 years down the line, they're going to be paying for it. You might not pay today, but you will pay sometime in your life. And these kids are starting to pay right away. The greatest change, the children aged to 5'11", who gained an average of more than 5 pounds. Before the pandemic, about 36% of 5 to 11-year-olds were overweight or obese. During the pandemic, that increased to 45.7%. That is a lot of people, man. And kid-wise, that's almost half the population of 5 to 11-year-olds. How scary is that? At 5 to 11, these guys can't work out and train. They're not supposed to be lifting weights. They're getting set up for failure right away. And what happens to them? They start becoming overweight, obese. Health problems down the line. Kids at school might be making fun of them because of their weight or whatever is going on there. They might not feel confident about themselves just by looking in the mirror, right? They might look at their favorite celebrity and say, this guy's not overweight and obese. Why do I have to be like this? This can cause depression, other issues that kids are going to deal with. That's a horrible thing that we're doing to our kids and our future generations. In some Latin American countries, governments have instituted stricter food labeling laws, pushing back against sugary beverages and ultra-processed foods, and escape the obesity epidemic that has overtaken the United States. So this one is what I was talking about. Chili. For instance, the foods high in added sugars, saturated fats, calories, added sodium must display a black stop sign in front of everything that's on their packaging, right? So that's the main thing you're going to look at. So when people are walking through the store in chili, if it's a really, really bad item, right, that's full of sodium, full of sugar, ultra-processed, they're going to see a black label like, oh, I'm staying away from that. Right away, they know that that's going to be bad. We need to do this in the United States for sure. Not just the back label. We need to do the front label and make sure that people know right away what they're looking at. Because if you don't, you really don't know what to look for, and you say, oh, this is organic. This is good for me. Dude, look up the definition of what organic is in foods. I'll cover in the next one so you guys can see, but it's barely nothing. I mean, if it comes from like something that was grown and it has no pesticides, it's organic. That's not a good way, guys, for sure. So we need to do better for ourselves. We need to do better for our future generations. And hopefully the FDA will come out with a greater definition of what's healthy and make these food manufacturers step in line. Obviously, there's a pushback with food manufacturers on this. They want to sell as much processed foods as possible. And high fructose corn syrup, you're saying, it comes from corn. We have an abundance of corn, right? And this, if you eat corn, there's no nutrition factor to corn. All it's good for is roughage in the body. There's no nutrients you're getting out of corn, right? So with corn, there's such an abundance, they've made it into different things. And high fructose corn syrup is one byproduct of corn. So look at what you're doing. Look at what you're doing for your kids. If you are a kid and watching this, look at the labels behind the food packaging. See what you're intaking. Understand it for yourself because you are what you eat. Okay? All right. So let's go on to the next topic. The next one's a good one too. Weightlifting in old age does more than just keep your muscles strong. All right? So this was a good one because new research into weightlifting has revealed two insights. The practice is able to strengthen the connections between nerves and muscles, and that the strengthening can happen still in later years of our lives. We actually start losing muscle mass before the age of 40, caused in part by a reduction in muscle fibers that happens as motor neurons, cells in the brain, and spinal cord that tell our bodies to move and break down. So as we grow, as we age, our body is in the process of this, right? We go through this as we grow, and we go through puberty and all these different hormones release and such, and at their highest levels, and we really start developing, maturing. And then as we age and we start getting to that middle age area of the 30s, late 30s to 40s, you really start breaking down, all right? And we know this because hormones are one part of that. And hormone decline is definitely going to start happening at the age of 30. You're going to lose 1% or more of your total testosterone every single year you go. And who knows what your base level is at 30 years old, because that can differ between me, you, him, her. So you really don't know unless you blood test. That is the best thing I can tell you to do. Blood testing is going to show you guys so much what's going on the inside. But with this, this was a really cool study because this is the first study of its kind, right? It's awesome because, this decline can't be stopped, but the new study shows that it can be slowed down significantly. According to study results, weight training makes the connections between nerves and muscles stronger, protecting the motor neurons in the spinal cord, essentially for a well-functioning body. You think about this. Everything in our body is important, and it all works together. So you want to make sure everything is a harmonic balance, and I said this over and over and over. But previously, researchers have been unable to prove that weight training can strengthen the connection between motor neurons and muscles. The study of this kind, the first one, says exercise psychologist Kasper Sombro from the University of Copenhagen in Denmark. This is partly because of the challenges of sampling enough tissue at locations where muscles and nerves connect, so meaningful measurements can be made. To overcome this, researchers instead looked for biomarkers relating for the stability of the junctions between neurons and muscles in the biopsies and sample of participants. In this study, there was participants, 72 of them. 38 healthy it was 72 altogether. 38 healthy ones, 58. 38 healthy ones, elderly men with the average age of 72 who were asked to undertake a 16-week course of fairly intensive weightlifting training involving leg presses, leg extensions, leg curls, and 2 upper arm exercises. Another group of 20 healthy elderly men, again with an average age of 72, did not weight train and were used as a control comparison. Weight training sessions happened 3 times a week, and after 2 months, halfway through the experiment, the difference in muscle size and fitness could be seen. Researchers collected muscle biopsies and found detectable changes in biomarkers. This is super cool, guys. I mean, this proves it. If you lift weights, if you're weight training, this is going to help extend your life. This is going to help you feel better all the way around. You might be a little sore in your shoulders and achy and stuff like that. But listen, if you can live longer and you can really strengthen these things, this is a game changer. Now, obviously, there's some other things that I think you could throw in the mix here and really start changing the game. Because these 72-year-old guys, if they were natural 72-year-old guys, that was cool that they've got, increases in muscle mass and all this good stuff and the strengthening with the neurons. But what was their testosterone levels? What do you think they look like? Were they low? Were they high? These were average guys. So I think if you really did hormone replacement therapy along with this, you're going to get really game-changing results all the way around. And I see this with some 60-year-olds. I know me and Art were talking about before this about some people in pull-up bars and these 6-year-olds just jacked. But I've seen some really, really in-shape, fitness-ready 60-year-olds. I couldn't believe that they were 60 years old. When they told me their age, I'm like, no way. I made one guy show me his ID because I really didn't believe it. I'm like, dude, you're 50 years old, right? And no, it's just crazy how it all worked. It's always up to you, and it's never a better time to start training than now. All this study was done in men. This applies to women too. For example, older women who are more prone to osteoporosis benefit from resistance training just as much as men do. So whether you're a man or a woman, we need to train. We need to weight train, okay? You don't got to be Mr. Olympia. You don't got to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. You don't got to go crazy in there. But give yourself at least 3 times a week 30 minutes of weight training or weight-resistant exercises. This will help dramatically for your health all the way around. And if you want to get some cardiovascular in there too, hey, add that on for 10 minutes in the end of your day. And you'll live a much healthier, longer life all the way around. Really cool study, guys. So I hope you guys have benefited from this study and what it said. So if you thought to yourself, doesn't matter what I do when I get old, it really does. It matters what you do your whole life. Some people, I'm like, listen, you work out now and you're doing these things now, you'll be better off later. Instead of waiting now and not doing it and then waiting until later, until like 30 or 40 and you're like overweight, you've never lifted in your life, you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. And then you're really like, it's just putting you behind the 8 ball. I told my son this the other day. I'm like, listen, you want to be a professional baseball player. You want to do these things. I'm like, you got to start training. And what you do now will benefit you a lot later. And it's not even just in sports, performance-wise, the way you look to girls in school. I'm like, this is going to benefit you all the way around, dude. And your health, that's number one priority, right? It should be. I talk about that all the time, how health is number one priority. And the reason is because you're not doing anything without your health. Think about it. If you're sick or you're dying in bed, I mean, you ain't getting out of bed. You're not hanging out with your friends. You're not playing any sports. You're not doing anything. You're dying, basically. Okay, it is what it is. You're breaking down. You're dying over time. All right, so next thing, let's talk about the poll question. What do you do for weight loss? All right, and if you guys want to get on our poll, it's real simple and easy to do. Text the number 22828 and put titanmedical in that bad boy, and you guys will be entered on the newsletter, and you guys will get to see these awesome polls every week because people love these polls. They're obviously interacting with them. All right, so what do you do for weight loss? 17% said healthy eating. I can agree with that. That's a part of weight loss, healthy eating. 20% said OTC weight loss supplements. What are you guys taking? Are you guys taking over-the-counter fat burners or a stacker? That's an over-the-counter fat burner, whatever it is. All right. And how do you feel on those things? Do they get you too jittery? You bounce off walls, maybe nauseous? Let me know. 21% said working out and cardio. Okay, that works out. And we're talking about working out before on the cardio. This is definitely going to help with weight loss. It's definitely going to help with muscle as far as, gaining more lean muscle mass, feeling better all the way around. Maybe the endorphins kicking in, feeling good mood-wise, more confidence. I mean, this is going to go right along with that. And 23%, the highest percent, said tight weight loss and fat burner therapies. That's awesome. So at least we got patients on there. They're all on tight weight loss and fat burner therapies. And I'm telling you, we've got a gang of different therapies. And, I took a lead today and I was talking to the guy on the phone. He's like, asked me, he goes, what do you guys got for weight loss? And I kind of gave him some different options as far as our Aries weight loss injectable therapy, our ECA Stack Plus, AOD9604, Titan Complete, Tighten Up. I mean, there's a couple good ones out there, right? But I told him, I was like, listen, the biggest game changer I've seen as far as weight loss therapies that we offer, I've seen like people lose the most weight in the shortest amount of time, is going to be our Aries weight loss injectable therapy semaglutide. It's definitely been a game changer. I mean, a lot of the staff is taking it. Tons of patients have taken it, and it's kind of becoming one of our number one selling weight loss therapies. And by good rights. I mean, I couldn't believe it when it first came out and the studies came out that said 15 to 20% of total body weight. That's a lot. Especially if you weigh a lot. That's a lot, right? And to lose that, like, without, revving up the system or, your heart rate or, any of these things, right? And healthy for long-term use, that was when I was like, man, this just sounds too good to be true. But it's been performing like it says it's supposed to. So, I got to stick behind it because, man, it's been ridiculous in some of the results of our patients. And some of them are writing us, and I'm asking for testimonials so I can show you who they are, show you the results, and, maybe make it like you're the next one. Hey, listen, you can do this for sure, 100%.
Good comment there.
What's the comment, Arm? I'm sorry. I'm not on my comments here. I apologize.
There's one up here, John. There's only one.
All right, so what's the cost of the Aries? Good question. So the Aries injectable weight loss therapy is a 10-week therapy to start, and it's $550 for a 10-week therapy. And in those 10 weeks, I'm telling you, you could lose up to maybe possibly 10, 15, 20 pounds right away. And I'll be totally honest and straightforward with you. It'll work better if you have exercise and diet along with it, right? But there are some patients that have not done any exercise or any diet, and they've lost the weight too. I mean, one great example that I can give you is one of our doctors. So Dr. Victor Cruz is one of our doctors here. He's one of the medical directors. And Dr. Cruz is my age, okay? He's in his 40s. And at that point, he was been in the Army before and did all that. But, since then, he really doesn't like to work out. And, he's done some different things in the past, and they haven't worked out too well. But, I told him about this, and he started the therapy. And, man, he looks like a whole new person. I got to give it to him. But, when I told him, I almost want to hit him upside the head. I'm like, dude, you're not working out. You're not, changing your diet. You're still smoking. Like, dude, what are you doing here? I'm like, this should be a whole life-changing experience for you. And, if you're losing weight, you're going to cut down on health issues that might arise. You're going to feel better all the way around. I know when I was at my highest point of weight gain, right? And it was right before or right when I started Titan, like maybe 6 months before or whatever. I was like 225, 230 pounds. Because bigger was better back then. I want to be the biggest guy in the room. and I tried, right? But the different things that I experienced that I did not like, and let me tell you about them. One was I'd run out of breath. That was not like me. My whole life, I've never run out of breath. I could run all day. That's just who I am. Even today, to this point, like I'll play basketball games, no problem, my kid, and I'll wear those little guys out. Not an issue. Well, back then, I would literally run out of breath on some different things. It'd be hard for me to tie my shoes. I'd have to sit down to tie my shoes. I'm like, man, this is just not good. This is not healthy, you know? And getting into tight, you know, obviously, you know, my eyes were wide open at that point that I want to be the healthiest guy out there, you know? I want to be able to share good health with other people. I want other people to be healthy, you know, because it affects your day-to-day lifestyle. If you're healthy, you're usually happy. If you're not healthy, you might not be that happy, okay? And that might be because of how you're feeling. If you don't feel good, you're probably not going to act like you're going to be feeling good either, right? You're not going to be wanting to smile when you're not feeling good. You're like, man, this sucks, I'm down, all this. So at that point, get healthy. And I'm telling you, the Aries injectable weight loss therapy, Big Red, is a game changer for sure, 100%. And all you have to do is take one little injection one time a week. Through an insulin pen, you're going to take usually to start 10 units one time a week. I mean, that it's awesome because usually other therapies, you got to be consistent on. Every single day, you got to take it. You got to make sure you're taking it. And, you know, some people forget about these things, don't do it. They're inconsistent with how they're taking medications or therapies. It doesn't work as good. With this one, it's going to work very well, and you only have to do it one time a week. And it's going to help out with eating. So if you're overeating or you get cravings and stuff like that, this is going to cut down on that. This is also going to help with blood sugar levels too as well. So your blood sugar is not going to spike. If maybe you're on the borderline of being pre-diabetic or diabetes type 2, this is going to be a game changer for you. So guys, if you have any questions or concerns about this, or want to know about how Titan Medical Center can help you, from hormone replacement therapy for males and females, weight loss therapies, vitamin and amino acid injectable therapies, rejuvenation detox therapies, libido enhancing therapies, right? Peptide therapies like we talked about earlier, blood work nationwide for all different types of things from hormones, amino acids, food allergy sensitivity testing, all these great things Titan Medical Center can help you guys at. Wherever you guys are located in this country, except for Idaho. That's it. So 49 different states. So if you're in New York, Chicago, LA, Texas, Missouri, I just talked to you today. I mean, we service them all, and we want to help you guys because I'm telling you guys, it's up to you, and you guys are the ultimate bearer of your destiny. So take control of your destiny and start today. You guys can get the new patient paperwork by going to the website, titanmedicalcenter.com. Fill it out there, right? Submit it right through there. We're going to get it, and we're going to call you and see what's going on and how we can help you and get you scheduled for your medical consultation with a medical provider from Titan Medical Center that can help you guys get the results you're looking for. So, guys, that's it for the show for me today. We got a couple events coming up that I'll talk about. 10/22, we got Hurricane Pro in St. Petersburg. Shout out to Tim Gardner and the whole crew there. Titan Medical Center being full force, helping, handing out stuff, having our booth, taking pictures, answering questions. 11/6 will be down in Orlando for Festival of Speed, the Ritz-Carlton, on that gorgeous, immaculate property they have. After that, 12/3, we got Cars and Couture. And then we have 12/15 and 12/18, we have Olympia. We'll be down in Las Vegas, representing, still picking out who I'm going to take on that trip with me. So, guys, it's going to be exciting the next couple months. We're going to end this year on a high note, and we're going to get ready for those weight loss challenges coming in January. We will be running the 6 months free therapies coming soon. I'm going to start it probably January, right in there. Give you guys 3 months of good exercising and maybe take your Titan therapies. See who gets the best results. And they're going to be the winner of 6 months of free Titan Medical Center therapies. Get ready, guys. If you guys got in the challenge last year, you know exactly what to expect. If you haven't, don't worry. We're going to lay it out for you guys, and you guys are going to love the challenge. We're going to motivate everybody, and you're going to motivate other people out there by the challenge alone. Our last winner, Power Billy on Instagram, man, his transformation, guys, I still can't believe it. And he's still going. This dude went from flabby to six-pack. And I just can't believe it, guy. I really can't believe it. So I posted his stuff on our stories so you guys see it. He always does updates. And hopefully he'll be sending me more. Big Red, I appreciate it. Give us a call tomorrow, man. And if you can't fill out the new patient paperwork on titanmedicalcenter.com, that'll be the first step in the process. So if you do call and you want to get scheduled, they can do that right away and get you going real quick. All right, guys. I love you. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much. If you got any more questions, please shoot them at me or save them for the next Titan Talk with me, John, CEO. I'll see you guys every Tuesday, 6 p.m., unless I give you an earlier day or time. But it's usually 6 p.m. Tuesdays, guys. I appreciate you. Love you, and I'll see you.